Hi again guys, and welcome to another speed build for Forza Horizon 3, and this particular tune is for a car which isn't really an essential purchase, as some vehicles are. They're kind of more collector's pieces, and most collector's pieces tend to be classic cars, old school Ferraris, Maseratis, that kind of thing. But you do occasionally get even some modern vehicles which are more a statement about how much money you have rather than how much performance you want. And this, I would say, is one of those cars. It's the Lykan Hypersport. It's a pretty cool looking car. It's powered by a roof engine, and it is certainly quick. But if you're looking for value for money, there are definitely quicker cars on the game for a lower price. In some cases, a significantly lower price. Now, that being said, as far as the build on this particular model, it's fairly obvious what you need to do in general if you're looking purely for the ultimate speed. I would recommend converting it, as I always would, to all-wheel drive. Now, you don't have to do that. Rear-wheel drive will still get you great performance, but I would just recommend all-wheel drive for the grip, traction advantages, especially off-road, that it gives you. As far as the rest, it's fairly obvious. Just increase your power, decrease weight, etc. You don't really need the roll cage on this car, and as always, for top speed tunes, I wouldn't necessarily recommend the front or rear wing. Now, as far as the tune setup on this particular model, which of course is the way to really unlock the potential of all that power, as you can see, the numbers are pretty good, but it's actually more impressive, funnily enough, for acceleration than it is for top speed. The top speed isn't as quick as many of the other supercars on the game, because it's nowhere near as powerful as many of the other supercars. Which is kind of surprising, but at the same time, kind of not, if that makes any sense. Now, as far as acceleration, you can see it's very quick. 1.7 or close to 1.8 to 60, 3.3 to 100, and just under 257 miles per hour. Which, to be fair, is more than enough speed for most situations on the game. You'll very rarely get above that on most routes, but still, you've got that kind of speed if you need it. Now, as far as the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 2.9, then individual gears of, again, 2.9 for first, then 2, 1.5, 1.17, 0.95 and 0.78. So a pretty simple array of setups there. As far as the rest, again, as usual, it's way open to interpretation. I like mine fairly open and default, or neutral, if you will. Other people certainly don't like it that way. I've gone for neutral camber, neutral toe, 4 degrees of caster. As far as the anti-roll, I've just rounded those up to 16, front and rear. Springs to 96 and 127. I've opted personally to leave the ride height as high as possible. You don't have to do that, but I've mainly done that for the visuals, and it doesn't really make a huge difference by lowering it either. As far as dampers, we've rounded these off to 7.5, 9.5, 3.5 and 4.5. Aero doesn't apply, of course. And finally, for the diff, I've gone for 100% on acceleration, 0 on deceleration, and I would personally recommend an 80% split on this particular car. So that's it overall for this particular build. If you would like to pick up this tune without necessarily going through all the settings yourself, you can, as always, use the keywords down below in this video description to find this in the storefront. But if you'd rather do it yourself or get it from the storefront, either way, obviously, I hope you find it fun and fast, and that it certainly is. And if you'd like to keep up with other builds like this, you can, of course, subscribe down below. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.